Well, hey there. Welcome to day 5 of Retrain Your Brain devotional 7 days, 7 ways to heal what's holding you back. So, I think all of us would agree we would love to have a Yoda in our life, someone who we could go to who just was wise. Well, a couple years ago, Mindy and I were having appetizers in downtown Boulder with a guy who, in my mind, is as close to Yoda as you get. His name is Dr. Jim Wilder, and he's a neurotheologian who studies the brain and thinks about how does that combine with theology. And one of the things Jim said has really stuck with me over those appetizers. And what he said was, God designed your brain to run on joy like a car runs on gas. And then he said, our brains crave joy like nothing else. That there's something that happens that's really energizing and life giving to our brain when we turn on the joy. Well, if you're like me, you want to go, that just makes so much sense, but how? How do you make your brain run on joy where it ignites, it lights up? And it's almost like, as Jim described it, it's almost like our brain is scanning the horizon, looking for something that's going to connect with joy, something that's going to be exciting, positive, happy to us. And in the Bible, there's a description of God in the Old Testament in a prayer that says, the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you and give you peace. The Lord turn his face upon you and give you peace. Okay, so the idea in Numbers 6:24-26 is that God, as he shines his face upon us, it's grace. It gives us joy. It gives us peace. It's almost like when you see someone who you haven't seen for a while and your face lights up when they see you and their face lights up as they see you. And in that moment, there's this joy that gets ignited. That's the same thing that happens inside of our brains when we experience joy. So, yes, but how? How do you get that? Well, that's where this whole idea of constantly appreciating the good comes in. I was reading a book by a woman named Ann Voskamp, and the book is called 1,000 Gifts. And in it, she says, as long as thanks is possible, then joy is possible. She says the holy grail of joy is not some exotic location or emotional mountain peak experience. The joy wonder could be here. Here in the messy, piercing ache of now, joy might be unbelievably possible. Well, the practice that I feel like I want to bring to you is the miracle that happens when we choose gratitude or we choose appreciation, and then we watch the good things that come. Like if you look at Jesus in the Bible, he gives thanks and then he breaks the bread. He gives thanks and then the miracle comes. He multiplies the loaves. So the vision here for our brains is when we constantly and consciously choose appreciation, miracles happen. And I can tell you from experience that I've done very few things every day. Okay, I do brush my teeth. I probably do some other things. I sleep. But one of the things that I do is I write down when I start each day at least 5 to 10 things that I appreciate, that I'm grateful for. And by doing that, it's almost like I see something ignite in my brain that's healthy. So literally, here's what I wrote down today. It's this simple. I wrote down health. I wrote down financial provision. I wrote down the studio shed that we're building. Long story. I wrote down Barney, my dog. I wrote down this book by Ann Voskamp, 1,000 Gifts. Okay, so check out the book if you're interested. But what I want to tell you is that when you are open to this process of just doing something practical, I just put it in Evernote on my phone. Some people write it in a journal. But you just train your brain to look for the good, and then your brain starts doing it as a habit. And the joy starts coming, and you ignite parts of your brain that may have been shut down because you haven't been doing it. So what might happen today if you constantly and intentionally just look around and think, what's good? What is something I appreciate? And then just watch what happens. And if That's something that sticks with you. Make it a habit. Do it every day for the next week and watch how your brain starts to live on joy. Appreciate you and appreciate you being able to watch this with me and talk about it. Love to hear your thoughts. Have a great day.